This guy is nuts. Is he really making daily recordings of his possible divorce and releasing it as a podcast? They both cheated on each other. She's making six figures and still doesn't contribute to any joint endeavors financially. Why is she still with him? Why is he still with her? I can't wait for the next episode. This helped me be a better wife. So this is how men think. I hate my husband less now. I understand my wife more now. These are some of the listener comments to the Divorce Diaries podcast. All over the map, I know. These anonymous accounts of events should resonate with anyone that has been married, is married, or is preparing for marriage and helps couples avoid pitfalls as they might prepare for marriage. Entire seasons are released on Patreon weeks before anywhere else at Divorce Diaries Podcast Patreon page. Link in description. Now for today's episode.
Validation. Success. But it just doesn't feel like success. I now have gotten something that I wanted for so long, felt that I needed, but it's really, I don't feel anything. And that's telling because the damage is done, I guess. This is the rebooted Divorce Diaries podcast where I'm not recording from a place of anger, frustration, blue-pilled, red-pilled rage. And yeah, it was kind of a mixture. It's like, yeah, it was just kind of screwed up how I was always, how I was feeling. I'm just so angry. She hurt me. I don't feel that way anymore because I wasn't taking accountability for everything that I did, every choice that I made, the frame that I didn't control, and the fact that I tried to control the people in my life. It was just bullshit. Anyway, about a week ago, I'm no longer living with my family. It's pretty much kaput at this point. And I'm going through this new phase of life, and this change is difficult some days, but I really do have, right now, what I feel is the closest thing I've ever had to peace. I'm not going to do that because that's taking it off topic. Maybe I'll do that a different day. But to not have significant triggers around me is only good for me and everyone I am going to come in contact with. So about a week ago, I had a hankering for a cheesesteak. Really wanted a cheesesteak sub. And I was going to grab some food for my kids as well. And my wife wanted to jump in the car with me. And she said, hang on, let me grab my shoes so I can jump in the car. I was like, oh, okay, cool. She said, I want to talk to you anyway. We go there, ordered the cheesesteaks, and they say, 25 minutes until we're done. So we head back to the car and sit there, and I'm like, so what's going on? And she says to me, what I did 5 years ago, I am sorry. She said something to the effect of, I never really apologized. No, I'm sorry. I take that back. She did not say I never really apologized because she has sort of apologized, but there always were apologies with asterisks. Apologies. I cheated because you this. I did this because you that. I talked to these people because you. It was always me. And what I now understand to be emotional abuse, I really took that. Like, damn, it was my fault, which factually speaking, did I do certain things that may have made her want to seek out comfort in other places? Yes. But also technically having and choosing to be with another person is a individual choice that one makes. And everyone that has had an indiscretion in their relationship understands that you made that choice to do that thing. And it's not because the other person did this or because they did that. Factually, you made a choice because you wanted something You wanted to feel better. You wanted something for yourself. So you made a choice that maybe it hurt you, maybe it didn't, but you felt like it would help you in the short term. So you did it. And it likely caused a bunch of turmoil in your life if you had an affair and it is known about. So we're sitting there and she's just like, I'm sorry, I wasn't able to, at the time, I wasn't able to separate how I felt versus what I felt you did. And, I really shouldn't have done that. And she said, I was dead wrong. And I stayed quiet for a little bit. Then I jumped in and I said, wow, thank you. I really appreciate that apology. And I have to say that it's the very first one where I've ever felt that you actually meant it. She didn't fight it back. We both just kind of sat there. She understood it. I accepted her apology. And, yeah, I think she may have even said a couple more sentences to sort of reinforce it. I don't really know what brought it on. I think I asked her. She's like, yeah, I don't know. I just, it's been time. Things are changing, whatever. But she apologized. And when she started, there's a lot of feelings that I had during that time. She said, the 5 years ago when I did that thing, 5 years ago, and I didn't feel anything. I mean, is it cool that she said those words? Yeah. I guess it's better than her not saying those words. But honestly speaking, let's unpack that. For 5 years, I didn't get an apology for something she was dead wrong with. For 5 years. For 5 years, that was left to fester, grow, develop. For 5 years. A lot of contempt can grow in 5 years. A lot of hurt can branch off and hook onto other things. A lot of pain. Oh man, a whole lot of things were able to be hard cemented into my psyche. And I also felt the realness of it. I felt the gravity of the validation that all of the anger, frustration, whatever I had, it like, when she apologized, it all like got a meaning somehow. Because I was like, man, am I crazy? She is dead wrong about this, right? But that emotional abuse when someone is wrong and they're just like, I'm not, or they're gaslighting you and they're saying like, no. You've got it all wrong. Or no. If you didn't do what you did, I wouldn't have done those things. And it's this real tough, dark, rough thing. And you're like, what in the world is going on here? What's going on? When she said 5 years, I'm like, wow, it's been that long. That's why her affair felt like yesterday. Because every time it was ever uttered, no, don't bring it up, because when you bring up my affair, understand that all you're bringing up really is the shit you did that made me do it. And it just gutted me. So I was always in this weird emotionally abused place where I'm searching for the things that I did wrong and that I did bad that made her do it. How can I fix it? How can I make it better? I was a piece of shit husband. Whatever. But that whole time she's just gaslighting me. She's not taking accountability. So it's almost like I wasn't even able to ever get to a point where, yeah, let's talk about those things that I did that led up to that. It was almost like I was stuck. She was like my stuck point because of those things that she put in my head about it's all my fault. And there have been a few things that have been said over the years. I remember when we were talking about finances, and she said she let it slip. Not let it slip. But she said that, and she doesn't really remember saying that, and she swears, she's like, I maybe said something else. But she's never really fought me really hard with it. So I think that she might really know and believe that I'm not lying to her when I say that she said this. And she said, we were talking about money again, and she said, I believe that my money is my money and your money is our money. Talking about my money. She believes that my money, the husband, is our money, but her money is her money. And when she said that when we were over the phone, everything made sense. There was a part of me that felt like a piece of shit because I talked about finances with her, because it made all of her actions make sense. Because she really moved through our marriage as if her money was only hers, but it was expected that mine would go toward family expenses, but her money would go to pretty much whatever she wanted it to go to. So when she said that, her money is her money and my money is our money, that day I said, I will never have another financial conversation with her again. And it wasn't her fault. We never really talked about anything. We never really made a plan. We never really revamped the plan. So technically, she's kind of off the hook. Technically, there was no agreement. So everything that I did for the family, it was technically my choice. She wasn't violating any team effort or principle, because we never discussed it. We never discussed the rule book, so there were no rules. Crazy. Yeah. I got the apology. And I got it well after I stopped saying stuff like, hey, don't you understand that you hurt me? Hey, can't you understand this? Can't you understand that? Come on. You hurt me, and I'll tell you how. You hurt the family. Let me tell you how. And she didn't want to apologize. She just was straight blame, and she would pass the buck, no accountability. Then I'll leave it alone, and I just don't bring it up forever. And then we're living in different places, and we're going through this whole divorce thing, and boom. Crazy. She just gives me the apology. And because of all that time that went by, man. Wow. Yeah, I'm sorry. The tough part about my wife, she's a really good girl, in the sense that there's not very many people in the world that love me, and she's one of them. She has hurt me. She has hurt me a lot. She's betrayed me a lot. She's lied a lot. But man, she really does love me. And she doesn't want to hurt me, even though she's hurt me. That makes her one of the most special people I've ever known. And that's another reason why this is so hard, and it always has been. And knowing that we can't or shouldn't be together, when she actually loves me, man, it's really hard. So I don't know, this is one of those divorce diary journal entries that I intended for the podcast to begin with, because this is really what it is. This hurts. I don't see my children every day. In fact, I'm not really speaking with them. One of them I am. As soon as I stop recording, I'm gonna give her a call. See you in the next post. I want to talk to my baby.
Wow! That was the Divorce Diaries podcast. The Daily Saga will continue tomorrow. The full season's episodes are on Patreon now. Subscribe for early access. Click the Patreon link in the description. Hopefully, these entries help our anonymous recorder as a form of his own personal therapy. That's his hope and his intention. Will these recordings of life's curveballs lead this family to the best resolution in the end? We'll keep listening. New episodes are released daily on all podcast players, but all episodes are available on Patreon at Divorce Diaries Podcast Patreon page. Until next time.